today to honor the third quarter All-Stars, and these are the students that really make an impact at our school. They're safe, responsible, respectful, and just make it a great place for all of us to work and for all the students to learn. So we're going to take a little time to honor each student here, starting with 6th grade, and we'll start then with 6th going up to 8th grade. So here we go.
Okay, Tom Besky. I'm going to talk about Tessa. Tessa, congratulations on being an all-star. Some of the words that teachers wrote down to describe you: engaged, dedicated, great role model, excited about learning, natural leader, motivated, goes above and beyond expectations, compassionate, positive demeanor, and you make teaching fun. There was another word, exuberant. And then my own take on that is I kind of call you the funky, spunky one. So thank your parents and thank your sisters for sort of paving the way. And then way to kind of hold up that torch and rock J.C. McKenna. Especially in the math class, you did an awesome job for the 3 quarters that we were there, and all the teachers are very proud of you, and we thank you for your positive work every single day.
Okay, just wanted to send an additional message out to Tessa from Mr. Button and I that we want to make sure that your siblings all know that you are now our favorite teed. So there you go, Mr. Butch and I delivered the goods for you, and congratulations, Tessa.
I'm not going to talk about Gage or Vasco, but I do want to say a couple words real quick. Gage, you work well with any student every day, very positive in class. Thank you very much for doing that. And Vasco, very quickly, you deliver the goods every single day. So glad that all 3 of you, I got all 3 of you in this school year.
Okay, yeah, I feel rightfully lucky this year because all 3 of the 6th grade students that are being honored today happen to be in my team time. And I could go on and on about all of you. I'm just sick that, we're going to miss the next few weeks together, but every one of you are truly amazing. To move on, regarding Geneva, Geneva, you have blown me away all year long with both your writing and reading skills from the very first day. The amount of text that you devour each week is truly remarkable. And that shows up as well in your very fluent and insightful writing. I look forward to seeing your name someday in print, because looking at who you are, you will soar to whatever height you care to fly. To be totally honest, though, Geneva, it's not just the abilities that amaze me so much about you. Rather, your calm and incredibly mature leadership that is so clearly evident in your demeanor. Classmates all look up to you, Geneva, and yet you lead in such a quiet, unassuming, perceptive, and powerful way. You truly embody those words that I shared with Mrs. Dobbs earlier this year when I overheard you telling a classmate. Remember when kids were putting up their chairs at the end of the day and someone said, yeah, we can get a yellow ticket for that, or golden ticket. And you said, no, we don't do things for the tickets. We do them because they're the right thing to do. And that really embodies who you are, Geneva. So impressive. I feel so lucky to have had you in both ELA and team. Thank you for being you. Okay.
Gage, I've been lucky enough to have you in many of my classes, and you are the student that is our go-to student. You will fit with everyone. Like Mr. Beth, he said, you get along with everyone, and you are a student that is always engaged and always willing to help others. You are someone that is a hard worker. So even if something is difficult for you, you persevere and you go through that task no matter what, and you give it your all, which is what I've always appreciated about you. You're always willing to give help and accept help. You're definitely going to be a leader in the future, and you have a very bright future. We are really proud of you, and we are honored to be your teachers.
I'm going to move it on to 7th grade. I'm Megan Proper, and I'm going to talk about Rachel. Rachel is sweet and caring and hardworking and fun. She is one of those leaders that can be a vocal leader and let people know that she's there and answer questions when nobody else wants to answer questions, and ask awesome questions when I'm not even prepared for awesome questions. But she can also be that quiet leader that just kind of reminds people that you don't always have to be in the spotlight, which in this, she's in a couple of my really big 7th grade classes, which I guess they're all big 7th grade classes this year, but she can be that kind of calming presence when that's needed too. She just fits in wherever you need her. And I know when she walks in my room, you can see her smile coming a million miles away. She's always got that big Rachel smile on. And she's not afraid to encourage people around her, which is kind of rare in middle school, especially when we're singing. That can be kind of a scary situation, but she's not afraid to tell people that they're awesome and get people encouraged and feel good about themselves. And even when she's tired, she's still a rock star. So Rachel, thanks for being awesome.
I'd like to add a quick note for Rachel as well. Earlier this year, she was always my Google Classroom guinea pig. I would always ask her to log on first to make sure I loaded everything up correctly. So Rachel, I may be emailing you on the side to continue this virtual learning and continue to have you be my Google Classroom guinea pig, because she was always very helpful, always great about going the extra mile for me. So thank you for that, Rachel.
Well, moving on with 7th grade, I am pleased to talk about 2 7th graders today. One is Brayden. Brayden is in my teen time, and so there are days where he'll see me 4 times a day. And every time he comes in my room, he's got a smile on his face. He asks what he can do to help, whether it's taking attendance or passing anything out. He is such a hard worker, and when he was going on his recent fabulous trip, just tried his darndest to get caught up before he even left, and worked so hard to get things done. And when he got back, he is just an amazing student, and it's because of all this hard work. He's got a work ethic that most people don't have. But the word I would use to describe Brayden the most is positive. He is always upbeat and positive and excited to be there and excited to learn. And that is just such a great example for the rest of the kids in the class. And that even showed in his museum project, which, if Mr. Curtis could allow me to share a picture just so that everybody else can see what a fabulous student he is as far as his work ethic, then you can take a look right now. The other 7th grader I am pleased to talk about is Ivy. Ivy, again, is a super hard worker, but she's quiet. She's one of those quiet leaders who just comes in, does what she's supposed to do, and is very introspective. She is a really deep thinker and a really deep writer, and everything she does 100%. When she brought in her project for the museum recently, her sibling had come in with her, and Ivy's not one to toot her own horn, so we'll all do it for her. Her sibling had said, "Now you have to look at this. It was a Greek ship, and look at all the little soldiers on it." She put them all together and she painted all of them. And I'm so proud of her. And her siblings and her sibling and her classmates and everybody should be proud of Ivy for what she does every day, because she just leads by example. And I'm so pleased to have had her in class this year. So keep going and keep rocking it. I look forward to reading all of your posts. I'm sure that they will knock my socks off. So thanks so much. Okay. So here's a photo of Ivy's fabulous museum project. She did a Greek trireme, and as I said earlier, her sibling was so excited about just all the work that she'd put into it, and you can see the little soldiers and just the detail that she put into working on this project. That's the type of effort she puts forth every day, and I just think this epitomizes her work and her work ethic. From the tiniest detail on the project itself to all the facts in her label about the Battle of Salamis, she just did a fantastic job, and I learned something too, which is the funnest part about this whole project. Braden, again, did a fabulous job on his project. He got to work on it with his father, which was the highlight of that for him. Had a lot of fun. Said the most difficult part was just trying to figure out how to make all the stone blocks, even and just to look perfect, and did a great job on his research as well. And both of these students, you can just tell the effort that they put into things, and this is reflective of what they both do every day. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate having you in social studies, and I look forward to seeing you in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, I'm going to start with the 8th grade students. It is my pleasure to talk about Dylan today. Dylan is a type of kid that when he walks into your room, or in my case, into the gym, he immediately, as stated before with some of our other students today, leads by example. He is the first kid ready to go. He is the first kid to include other students. He works hard 110% of the time. He has not only great physical abilities, but he also does a great job of including other kids. When you put him on a team, you can see other kids are glad that he is part of their team. So I would like to thank him for that. Also would like to share a little bit that Miss Sally has said. Miss Sally is one of our educational assistants. And on more than one occasion, she has just mentioned during class how much she really enjoys Dylan in her other classes. And this is just out of the blue, unprovoked from her, where she just talks about how his smile lights up a room, how he's always on task, how polite he is, and how much she really enjoys him, not only in the class she's helping me with, but other classes throughout the day. So I think that speaks volumes to how much people notice, Dylan, that you are always doing a good job. So again, we would like to thank you for that, and congratulations.
All right. So I'm Mr. Wimmer. I am Cass's English language arts teacher. Cass is one of those kids with a huge personality, which I always appreciate. And as a first year teacher, he's always that kid who's willing to break the awkward silences, which is hugely appreciated. Outside of that, Cass he's always honest about the way that he's feeling. He is kind and he's polite. And he's really talented in English as well. His insights into what he's reading, the things that he writes are always really interesting to read, because he just has really interesting thoughts about, everything that's going on. One of the things that I appreciate the most about Cass is that it's never, if I give him an instruction in something, I say, I feel like we should add something in here to your paper or whatever you're writing. He's always willing to do it, but he also wants to know why. He's really interested in the way that his writing is going and all those kinds of things. And that curiosity is just really cool to see in a student. So I really enjoy having Cass in class. He's a really great kid. He's super bright, and he's always someone that I enjoy having around. So thank you.
And I am Gretchen Cuff, and I get to talk about Emma. Emma, I've known you since 6th grade when you were in student council, and I have been lucky enough to see you grow throughout those 3 years in student council. I was lucky enough to be part of your leadership journey this past summer at camp, and now this year I'm lucky enough to have you in my class. And you have a quiet leadership and strength that really has a bigger impact than you'll ever know. People look up to you, they follow you. There's a lot of very big personalities in the 8th grade. And I think it's shocking that you weren't chosen before this year. But I think that quiet leadership finally shone through, and we're able to shine a light on all of the wonderful things that you do. You're a hard worker, you're responsible. When you have a project, you take it on and you roll with it. You ask questions when you're not understanding. And so that hard work and perseverance is going to take you very far. And I'm very excited to see what you do at EHS and what you do beyond there, because I think the sky's the limit for you. Very proud of you. Congratulations on this honor. You very much deserve it. Congratulations.
Well, if I can just say thanks again to all the students for doing such a fantastic job. And of course, thank you to the parents. I know middle schoolers don't always show their appreciation to their parents, but you are doing an excellent job raising these kids that we're enjoying so much at school. So congratulations to all of our all-stars, and thanks so much to the parents. We really appreciate you.